Before we get started, I would recommend going down to AutoZone. I'm not sure if O'Reilly's offers it too, but get yourself the AutoZone brakes. They got a lifetime warranty, so you could get new brakes, and then you just got to turn in your old ones, and they have lifetime warranty. You just keep turning them in like that. TRQ, they make a very great video already on how to remove the front brakes on these S series Blazers and trucks, etc. But at least I'm gonna tell you guys the bolt sizes that you need and the nut sizes. So we'll get started right now. So getting started, we're gonna reach up in there and compress these pistons. There's one back there, one in there. You're gonna grab a pry bar of some sort or flat, sturdy, your favorite sturdy flathead screwdriver, and then get up in there. I'm gonna get around that outer brake pad if you can, and go ahead and compress. All right, you can see we compressed the pistons, and now you got two caliper slider bolts back here pointing at them. One down here, you can see it, and one up here. So you just want to break those loose. And these are 18 millimeter right here. This one's broken already. All right. It's one out. All right, that's the top one. Next thing you're gonna do is when you're removing this, you're gonna be careful because you don't want to put any stress on this hose. So just grab this plastic crate, and I'm just gonna leave that hanging right there. So I'm just gonna take a quick look inside the caliper, and you're gonna want to grab a metal brush of some sort, just scrape out that brake dust and debris. And that's not too bad right there. That's serviceable. Just hang it back right here. So next we're gonna move on to these caliper bolts. You see we got one right there, and we got one down there. So these brake pads were honestly, they look pretty meaty still. Let's see what the other one looks like. And this doesn't have the bottom shim. Look out. And then once again, this caliper bolt's gonna be at 18. Usually what I do is just scrape the debris off of these, all the brake dust, carbon buildup. Just clean that up a bit. And we need to change our glove. So looking at the caliper, see all that carbon buildup. So what you're gonna want to clean is these surfaces where the brake pads are gonna be going, making contact. You see where they were at, and that's what you want to clean up nice and smooth. Grab your handy dandy metal wire brush. You can grab some brake cleaner too. Might as well get most of what you can while you're down here. Oh, the rotor, we're gonna add some brake cleaner to it too, and wipe it off with a clean rag on both sides. You want to go ahead and do that. Now we're gonna get our caliper bracket back on there after you have these cleaned up. And to be honest, you should be using some caliper grease. I'm just gonna be rolling with these. They already have some. And as well as on all the mating surfaces, wherever anything mates or touches. But we're just gonna go ahead and roll with it. All these bolts back on here. We're gonna work on getting these shims on these. So the way these goes on, it's gonna slide over like this. Sometimes you're gonna have to work these in. All right, and then that little metal piece is gonna slide over the brake pad right there. And you want to make sure this flat piece, that's what's gonna indicate when your brakes are worn out. You want to make sure that's facing towards this meat of the brake right here. So this flat piece has to be facing inboard like that. and they fit over like that. So we'll do that to the rest of the shims. Now we're gonna drop these brake pads up in the calipers. Sometimes they need a little persuasion to get in. There you go. Nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our caliper and slide this back over. You want to watch out with these boots. You obviously don't want to mess those up any. Make sure your wire's not kinked up like that. And want to get your slider bolts. Slide those in. Driver. So I'll be right back when I do the exact same thing to the passenger side. We're gonna pump up the brakes, mount the wheels back on. All right, so we just finished off the passenger side. So now we're just gonna pump up the brakes all the way in. I do it maybe about 4 to 6 times. Oh, there goes the neighbor. Yeah, so now the piston that we compressed back here, it's tight. And one way that I just check, well, the rotor is still a little bit loose, but before, when we had the pistons compressed, the rotors were completely loose, but now they're a bit better. We'll pump them up a bit more. Yep, so they're all good. Just get the wheels mounted back on and we'll be straight.